If you like robust chat, hit the like button. If you like the idea of questioning the authority and saying fuck you to the bosses, hit the subscribe button. This is the Ethical Underground. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm here with Chip. Chip, I think that you could be both. You could be both a victim and a perpetrator, right? That happens all the
Yeah.
time. We see people abuse children who go on to be abusers. They're a victim and also a criminal, right? Also a
Yeah.
villain. I think that's kind of why it's so interesting to talk about these things, But I think we need a working definition for this episode. So I think the definition for today should be the radical notion that women are people with full political, economic, and social equality. That's feminism. Is that a good definition for us today?
Women are people with full political, economical, and social equality. Well, they should be in that position.
That's feminism. Right? That's the belief in that.
It's the belief that, not necessarily the belief, but the advocacy for it, right? It's in the sense that even if it's
a movement for that,
a movement towards that direction, yeah.
Or how about just the idea that women are equals the radical notion? It's a notion, right? It's the radical notion that women are people with full political, economic, and social equality. Or as Audre Lorde said, I am not free while any woman is unfree, even when her shackles are very different from my own. Women's liberation, Audre Lorde. Okay, so I think that when Audre Lorde says that, she's talking about slavery, she's talking about freedom, and that's why I always want to frame this in liberation terms. People call it feminism, but it's not called feminism, really. It's called women's liberation. That's the movement, right?
Feminism. Fair enough. Yeah. Which women's liberation? Well, it's women's liberation. Feminism is in a sense equality of the genders, right? It's not, or of the sexes. I don't even
Feminism's
know.
a notion. It's kind of like veganism is a notion, but the movement is called animal liberation. This is why I hate it when people call it the vegan movement. I think it's stupid to call it the vegan movement. I call it the animal liberation movement.
Fair enough.
I think these are important things to get through our heads, but it's really difficult to talk about because people get so up in arms. But for us today, I think we talk about the notion, right?
Yeah.
And I think that this is
concept.
The concept. And this is kind of like my philosophical North Star when we're talking about this. I am not free while any woman is unfree, even when her shackles are very different from my own. And it is tempting to say this and think that this is about a woman talking. I am not free while any woman is unfree. No, none of us are free while any woman is unfree. Yeah, none of us are free until all of us are free.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the reason why women should have rights, right? Like, I would just want to be clear on that one because some people might see it. It's not like women should be free because then we are also free. It's just because they deserve to be free. It's because they deserve to be free as much as any other sentient being deserves to be free.
Sure. Yes, of course. I'm a total liberationist. You don't have to sell me on that. So we also need to establish what feminism produced and women's liberation. So we have the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act in 1964. Women could no longer be legally fired for being women. 1964, Chip, in America, the Civil Rights Act, Title VII. Women could no longer be legally fired for being women. Is that crazy? 64.
It's crazy.
72.
It's crazy that you could fire them for
just
that.
For being
That's
a woman.
insane.
1972, Jesus. Title IX. You hear this all the time. Women's equal access to education. So Title IX is in the news constantly. Women's equals right to education, because you still have some male-only schools, you still have some female-only schools, but the big thing is today, sports. Title IX is the reason why trans athletes is such a big deal, because women's equal access to education includes physical education and intercollegiate sports and all of that. So is that wild? But what's wild to me is
72.
1972.
72. That means 72 plus 24. 38 plus 24
No, 28 plus
26,
20.
38, 28 plus 26, yeah, 54. So anybody who's older than 54 years may not have had access to equal education, and they're a woman. They may have not had equal access to education as other men have.
When my mom when I was born, my mom told me a couple years before I was born, she was finally allowed to get a credit card without her father's signature or her husband's signature.
Jesus Christ, man.
Fucked.
How the hell is this society so fucked, huh?
People
Like,
forget that this is recent, right? And on International
Yeah.
Women's Day, I think it's important. So in 73, we have Roe v. Wade. That's the famous one. Bodily autonomy is enshrined, but not actually enshrined.
which was fucking reversed.
Yeah, which reversed, but that's because it was a Supreme Court decision. And did any of the Democrats ever try to enshrine it in the Constitution or codify it into law? No, they did not. But in 73, bodily autonomy was enshrined, extremely important. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's legal legacy, she argued cases that dismantled sex discrimination as a legal norm. But, Ruth Bader Ginsburg also people don't know this a lot of times, but she is the one who stopped calling it sex and started calling it gender. And now the whole world calls it gender. They call it gender studies, gender equality. They don't call it sex equality and things. Isn't that funny? She thought it was people wouldn't be able to talk about it because they hate the word sex. They get all creeped out by the word sex.
That is funny, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen that you guys are older than me. Matthew, Gwen, you never seen that?
You know what's also funny? That up until 1994, I think also a big one, marital rape was legal.
Yeah, in most states, not in every state, but yeah.
So the fuck also big L for people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is ultra recent. Like, yeah.
So nothing that we're going to talk about today was even possible before the 1970s. Like Kristi Noem could not have been Secretary of Homeland Security in 1965. Pam Bondi could not have been Attorney General of Florida in 1975. Women's liberation movement and figures like Ruth Bader Ginsburg built the legal, cultural scaffolding on which their careers stand, and now they're actively trying to get rid of it. It's bizarre.